Hello everybody and welcome back to the second shelf. A long time ago, in another life, on the 29th of December, I reached 1,000 subscribers and I did a Q&A announcement and a giveaway, and questions kept pouring in. So many. Thank you very much for everybody who commented or who posted a question or who congratulated me or all of the above. And it took me long enough, almost 2 months, 1.5 months, to finally sit down and group the questions and think about the answers and film the video. And because there were so many questions, again, thank you, I did the following. I'm not going to answer questions individually, but I'll group them because some questions were repeatedly asked, some questions are linked to one another. So what I will do is I will split the video in, I think, probably 2 or 3 parts, depending on how much I waffle through the answers. And I group them, whether it's questions concerning books, booktube, German books, got a lot of questions about German books, and then there were questions about writing and questions which I would say were more of a personal nature about my life. So, but the first thing I will do, obviously, because you don't want to slog through, I don't know, 3 videos of me logging on about my life and my books and whatever, only to realize at the end that you didn't win. So I will announce the winner of the giveaway right up front. What I did is I put every name on a little piece of paper, and I put everybody who didn't explicitly say that they didn't want to participate in the giveaway. Those names I put on a little piece of paper, put them in a bowl, and then I took one out. And that was Leanne over at Leanne Rose, another booktuber. So congratulations, Leanne. I hope I pronounce your name correctly. And I will leave also the winner's name down below. And Leanne, please mail me your address and the books you want to get, and I will send them your way. So without further ado, we start with the questions. And I thought I'll do the personal questions first, because then we have that out of the way. A couple of people asked questions about my family background, my parents, whether I have siblings, whether I've been married, have children, things like that. So no, I don't have any siblings. I'm an only child. My parents and I lived in the southwest part of Germany, close to the border with Switzerland and France, a little university town called Freiburg. My mother is still alive. She's turning 86 in April, feminist, going strong. My father sadly died 3 years ago in 2013 when he was almost 84, which was very sad. I still think of him a lot and I miss him every day, but that's how things go. I've been married once, long time ago. I think I got divorced about 20 years ago almost. But it was a very, how do you say that, amicable divorce. And my ex-husband and I are really good friends. I would say, well, he's one of my best friends. And I don't even look at him anymore as my ex-husband, is just as my best friend. He's a lawyer also. He's from Holland, and we work together for some time in my office, and we are just really good friends, which is astonishing to a lot of people who went through a divorce. And I don't have any children. Didi over at Brown Girl Reading asked me about the languages I speak. So I speak 3.5 languages, obviously German, because that's my mother tongue. I speak Dutch, because I've been living in Amsterdam for over 20 years. I speak English, obviously. You can judge for yourself how good my English is. And I speak French, but I spoke French really well, but I haven't practiced in a long time. I haven't spoken French in a long time, so that's why it's 3.5. I don't speak it that well anymore, unfortunately, because it's a beautiful language. Didi also asked whether there are languages that I would like to learn. Yeah, I would really like to learn Chinese. I've had that plan for a long, long time, and somehow it never came to it. But that would be a language that I would really be interested to learning, writing and speaking. Another set of questions was about my hobbies, or what do I do for fun outside of booktube and reading. I go to the theater a lot, especially plays and ballet. I used to dance ballet semi-professionally when I was young, so I still really enjoy watching ballet, but also plays in Cologne and Amsterdam, because I live in both cities, and they both cities have really, really good theaters. I also like opera, but I'm a bit picky with opera, especially with the operas that are very well known, because I've seen them many times, and then I get easily bored by the way they are, the set is done, or by the way the costumes are done. But those are the things I do for fun. I also did kickboxing for quite some time, but I'm a bit too old for that now, so I gave up on kickboxing. Stephanie asked me also what my favorite comfort food is. I'm a pasta person. When I'm down or when I'm feeling blue, if you put a plate with pasta, penne arrabbiata or something, or spaghetti al pesto in front of me, I will immediately feel better. So pasta is my favorite comfort food. I was also asked questions about films, what my favorite film is, or favorite films, and I don't go to the movie that often anymore. I used to go really, really often and regularly when I was younger, but I don't do that anymore for some reason. I don't know why. And my all-time favorite film is a film that I saw when I was in my early 20s, and that's Diva by the French director Benix. I love that movie. I must have watched it at least 20 times. I still watch it. I have it on DVD, and I just love that movie. If you have never seen it, go watch it. Then I was asked questions about my career as a lawyer. For those of you who don't know, I've been working as a lawyer for more than 20 years, I think 25 almost, before I quit practicing and started to teach 5 years ago or something, or 7 years ago. And obviously some of you checked my Wikipedia page and saw that I did some controversial cases, which is true. I did a lot of international law, a lot of criminal law, and I had some controversial cases. I was Abdullah Öcalan's lawyer when he was captured by the Turkish government, and I defended the assassin of Pim Fortuyn in 2002 when Pim Fortuyn was assassinated. So those are just two of the more controversial cases, and the question was how did I deal with that in my personal life, what impact did it have, especially also the media attention with those cases, because all of these high profile cases always had a lot of media attention. So I was on television a lot, I was in the papers a lot, whether willingly in an interview or I was just portrayed in the paper. Headlines like The Beauty and the Beast and stupid stuff like that. Well, it didn't impact my personal life in the sense that I was stressed out by it. I mean, I chose these cases deliberately. They were not forced upon me, and I wanted to do them because there were legal issues involved that really interested me, individual rights against the state, things like that, the rule of law, which are things that as a lawyer were really close to my heart. But it impacted my personal life because for some of the cases I had police protection for a while. My office had police protection for a while, depending on how long the case would last or how, heated the discussion and the people were. I got threats You know, I got sent bullets in the mail when I did certain cases. And I think my biggest worry always, because I don't have any children, and my then partner, whom I mentioned previously, was a lawyer also, so he could very well understand why I did those cases, and we didn't have any arguments about doing cases like that. But I was always worried about other people in the office. So a lot of times the you know, questions with the police and how the security was handled was related to guarantee that other people in the office would not have to deal with questions of security, and that they would feel safe. But it was sometimes, yeah, and excited sounds positive, but there were difficult times, because you get, you know, bashed in the press when you do certain cases, and everybody thinks they have the right to an opinion of you and the client. But what kept me going always was that drive, that I knew why I did those cases, and that it was important to uphold the rule of law, and that everybody has a right to a defense and to a proper defense. So it didn't impact me in like I said, in the sense that I had doubts or stress at home, but it certainly impacted my personal life during those times that I had police protection. And like I said, there were also questions about me teaching. Like I said, after those 25 years as a practicing law, I became a professor of law at the University of Amsterdam, and I taught mainly the ethics of law, the ethics of lawyers, so how lawyers have to conduct themselves ethically. That was something that really interested me, and I love teaching. It was the thing that really I enjoyed most. If I look back at the 5 or 7 years that I've been working for the university, it's always the connection with students, the teaching, young people who are interested getting into the law, who want to know how it is if you are a lawyer, what you might expect. So the teaching aspect always was one of the most enjoyable parts of the job. So those were the more personal questions that I had been asked, and it didn't even hurt to answer them. I will stop this first part now because the video is already almost 15 minutes long, so that's long enough. You've suffered long enough through my tedious answering. And I think I will probably continue with part 2 with writing. So thank you very much for watching. If I haven't answered your personal question for any reason, I don't think I missed any, but if I didn't, you can always leave a question in the comments, and I will try to answer it if it's not too personal. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you soon with part 2. Bye bye.